Then I started thinking, 22 plus 18, that's 40 masseuse. Like, I don't have 40 of anything except for underwear and dollars. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Spikes and Heels. We just missed y'all. It's been 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness, we have never gone this long.
No, life just got busy for both of us.
Especially me. Let me keep it real. It's more me. I mean, well, she was busy too, but what I'm saying is the delay in us recording was me. So sorry.
But let me keep it real. And because it was a delay, because Sabrina is also the editor and she downloads. I don't have the capability of doing it. So if Sabrina is busy, then Spikes and Heels is busy.
So much to talk about. And we haven't talked or been on here since our Deshaun Watson allegation opener discussion. And we got some negative feedback and a thumbs down and this, that, and the other. So what's the latest on all this? Like, it's been a couple of weeks. I mean, it's just continuing on, right?
I haven't heard anything, but I must put this out there. Are we going to speak on it?
That's why we're here.
I'm so in the middle of the road with this issue now. I am. I have to admit, I was leaning toward Deshaun at first. But now we have 22 women. One has officially filed a police report. One has gotten her own lawyer. Then Deshaun had 18 people come out on his behalf to say he was a good guy. They liked him. Then I started thinking, 22 plus 18, that's 40 masseuse. Like, I don't have 40 of anything except for underwear and dollars. You know what I'm saying? Who has 40 masseuse? Do you have 40 hairdressers? Do you have 40 barbers? Do you have 40 teachers?
Yeah. When it comes to the service industry, whatever it is, when you find a good hairdresser, barber, this, that, the dry cleaner, whatever, you stick with that one. You might have a what you call it, an alternate when the first one is busy.
Yeah.
You don't have 39. So we're saying all this to say what? Tell the people what we was discussing.
I wanted to say, I'm in the middle of the road. I pray to God that he hasn't done this thing. And I'm still going to keep it neutral until he is found guilty. But that's a lot, Deshaun. That's all I'm going to say. I have a friend that's dating, that's doing online dating. I happened to ask him, how's it going? He said, Gwen, it's pretty hard because on the free sites, all he getting is the IG masseuse that wants him to pay anywhere from $200 to $500 to come over his house and give him a massage. I started thinking, is this the new norm? Then something clicked in my mind. Then Robert Kraft and his buddies got caught at that massage parlor.
At the massage parlor.
Exactly. So I think this is the new norm. I think he solicits these people, and if they down for the boogie, he get down for the boogie. And if they not, then he keep it professional.
Right.
Makes sense to me.
That makes a lot of sense.
When he didn't go back to the Texans, they got upset. They knew what the bodies were buried, and they called them out.
Right.
So now nobody wants to touch him now. You know?
I think this is so sad, man. And again, if this is always our disclaimer, if he was inappropriate or whatever, we're not going to defend that.
Nope.
But if this is one of them smear campaigns, you know, that's hard.
The whole thing with me, I'm a forensics girl. That was my major. I'm telling you, there's no such thing of coincidences. It's either God ordained or it was set up. I'm sorry. And I just think the timing of all of this is pure. It's bad. He don't want to play for you. Now all this stuff come out. And that's my whole thing. Why is it no criminal? Why is it all civil? Because civil means money.
And that's what his girlfriend just came out and was like, this is a money grab. Even Deshaun was like, this is a money grab. They're being opportunists or whatever. And the truth is, only he and these people know what the deal is. But he opened himself up to this because he's going to 39 that we know of different masseuses.
No, Sabrina, 40. Don't leave that extra one out.
40.
It's 22 and 18, 40. I don't think he's gonna be playing this year. I think the NFL should definitely, probably will definitely exempt him from playing this year until they find out the sheer number. When you get past, when you get up there in them numbers like that, it's just you can't take the chance. I'm praying that the truth comes out first and foremost.
Whatever it is.
Exactly, because if this is what he does, that's not a good thing. And I'm glad the young man got caught young. It came out young, because sometimes people could be in that thing for years and you never know. It never comes out.
Yeah, and anyway, I won't even go there. That's another discussion. But
amen.
Yeah, because I
pray heart goes out to him. But that's where we are with that. So I'm so in the middle of the road now. This
one because our man Alex Smith has retired. He made the decision finally. I think the whole world has a collective sigh of relief.
I want to design on my big toe.
Wait, so this is what she's talking about. Let's talk about that.
I want these out of my big toe.
No.
Sabrina, he retired because ain't nobody pick him up.
You are bending the rules.
He put say it again.
You are bending the rules.
He put, okay, we don't got to do it. We could go, like we always do, Dutch. But let me tell you, he put his feelings out there and he didn't get no, I'm telling you, Sabrina.
Wait, let me go back.
If anybody would have picked him up, he would still be playing.
So sidebar, me and Gwen had made a bet on one of the previous shows that I said somebody's going to pick him up. Gwen said
nobody's
going to pick him up. And we made a bet. Whoever loses has to buy the other one's pedicure, which I owe her the next one anyway. We'll talk about that later.
No, you don't.
But no, I still owe you that. Now I see what you're saying. No, I did lose that because nobody picked him up, so he retired. You're right. I owe you a pedicure.
I think nobody picked him up. That's why he retired, yeah. Sabrina.
Because
he wasn't looking to retire, but nobody wants to take a chance on that leg. They probably saying your life means more to us than you playing football.
That is the smartest. That's the smartest thing he could have ever done. He proved his point to the world, to his family, to his teammates. He came back and played. Now he has the rest of his life. And he already injured that leg a little bit more during the end of the season or whatever. So I just think he made the best decision that he could be a motivational
speaker. He could be a coach. He could have, all these great things. That's just one part of your life. That's not all of the sum of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because
he can't do football stuff at all. He could go into business stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And I know what it is, Sabrina. You can't tell me it's him not ever going to the Super Bowl. But you gotta sometimes, like I said before, sometimes the answer is no. How do you cope?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not now or no. So you have to make do. But I applaud him for being big in that break. Like there's no other game in town. So you have to be a professional football player or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You can't go somewhere else. And you can do arena ball, you can do that stuff, but it's like 1/10 of the 100th of the money and 1/10 of the fame.
And on top of that, for a player that's played as long as he has at that level, it's a definite knock on his pride or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think he made the best decision. I didn't think he was going to do it, but I guess he was forced into it.
When I'm picking him up with that leg, Sabrina. And I'm just going to keep it clear. This is why you got to keep it innocent until proven guilty. Because look what just happened to Aaron Donald last week.
Exactly. So this dude basically accused him of assault. And then it came out with the video that it wasn't him. Just think back in the day, how many people got accused of stuff and it was no video, no photos, no surveillance, no nothing to release them or whatever. They would have had that man's career ruined off of some lies.
But then because it's all about the money. I'm gonna take him to. You see the most famous person in the crew, and that's the one that beat me up because I can sue him civilly in civil court and get some money from him.
That's why, sidebar again, I would never want to be famous. I mean, I can be like locally famous and do, you know what I'm saying, little stuff. I would never want to be high level famous because I like my privacy. I don't want to have to guess what people's intentions are. I don't want nobody targeting me because of my money. I want to be low key rich and don't nobody know. You know, that man almost got hemmed up in some stuff and things are already high because of what's happening with Deshaun and people are scrutinizing NFL players now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they would have had that man all messed up.
Which baffles me because then you got your boy, Aldon Smith, who was with the 49ers, got in all that trouble.
That ain't my boy. Go ahead.
Well, you got that boy. Then they let him go. The Seahawks just signed him, and he done beat somebody else. He choked the man to sleep. And I'm like,
Wow.
how you get back in the NFL and you go back to that same behavior?
But it's because these people have internal issues, and when you push them buttons, if they don't know
coming back.
anger management, if they don't have that anger management, they gonna be gone. They gone.
Back.
They gone. Okay, now Gwen says she's got something to say about our main man, AB. Tell us about it, Gwen.
Antonio Brown.
Brown.
Remember, he wasn't a starter. So the 22 starters in Tampa Bay re-signed. AB didn't, because he was only getting $1 million a year. He wants more money now. So he done been shopped around. He not going to go in Baltimore, and we'll discuss that next. So now the word is he'll be a good fit in Kansas City, because they lost one of their people, a hot target last week. They lost one of their main targets last week, which I think is phenomenal. AB wants more money. He don't want a 1-year deal no more. He feels like he came back. He proved that he can conduct himself accordingly. He was productive. And he want more money. He want a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract. Now, Kansas City got like $12 million. They ain't gonna give it all to him. You know what I'm saying? But I think he'd be great in Kansas City. I'll be honest with him. I want him on the other side. I don't want him in that.
My question is, are you saying that he signed with, or he wants to sign with?
They are looking to sign him. He doesn't want to sign with Tampa Bay because they only offering him a 1-year contract for $1 million. He wants more money. So he's been shopped through. Russell was kind of interested. See, people are 50-50. They thinking that AB gonna come back out. Like Tom was the only one that could sue that savage beast. So they kind of 50-50, but should we take him, should we not? I think Andy Reid can handle him. I think he'll play and be effective under Mahomes.
I think he'll be a good duo with Mahomes, but I don't know about Andy Reid having a good effect on him or whatever. Andy Reid seems pretty like
not a good effect, but you know what I mean. I think Andy can handle him if he comes straight out and saying, "Putting up with your mess. I'm gonna bench you if you tell this brother I'm a bench." They got to put some kind of conduct clause in his contract.
Do they still do that?
Yes, they do. The NFL has it. It's mandatory. But I think AB needs an additional one.
He needs some extra.
Yeah, because so he don't want to go back to Tampa because he wants more money. He got a Super Bowl ring now. He go woo-saw. And he wants more money. He don't want a 1 mil. They were only offering him the same deal they gave him last year. And he was like, no, I can do better than this. So he done been shopped around a lot. But it's a lot of fluff. I mean, it's a lot of ruckus in Kansas City because they just lost a person. So it'd be great to replace him with Antonio Brown. Had an opportunity to go hang out with a family member of mine, had a birthday. Happy birthday. Happy 44. He said he John Riggins this year. So, and then unbeknownst to me, my cousin has a lot of male friends. I never knew this about him because we're not like, we love each other. And we see each other at Christmas, funerals, and weddings. And he my plumber, you know what I'm saying? So hanging out, he got a brand new house, lovely. Hanging out with it, he had to cook out, whole backyard full of dudes. They talking about football, so I just slide right in. And I'm hanging in there for a minute, and I'll say, "Oh, watch my show. If y'all talking about football, you would love Spikes and Heels." They say, "How you spell?" I say, "Spikes." They say, "SBIK." Then one of them said, "Like in high heels?" I said, "Yeah." It was a low moan on the crowd. Two of them signed up. Then they started, "Well, you should do this. You should do that. You should do that. You look these up. You ain't doing that." Then a couple of them said, "I ain't watching. I can't watch." Then one of them pulled it up and said, "Y'all two women?" It's like, "Yeah, ain't two banshees." He was like, "I ain't watching this." And I'm like, and I told Sabrina, I was so deflated in that moment. They're not bad guys. I actually like all of them. They were cool, but I was so deflated in that moment because how do you get over the hump and to get males to understand?
And I told Gwen, and she knows already. But anyway, my thing is, I feel like it's to be expected because guys aren't used to females talking about football or sports and actually knowing what they're talking about. And even if they feel like we do know what we're talking about, they don't necessarily want to listen to it.
Exactly.
They want to talk to other dudes. They don't want to hear because they figure we're going to be cackling. And
it was a low moan. I ain't doing that. Now I'm respecting them, no hard feelings. We ended up enjoying the rest of the day together, but I was a little bit perturbed when I was like, ugh. So one good thing did come out of this boy chat I was having at the barbecue. Jose, my cousin's friend, was like, since you're doing your show, have you guys looked into Sammis Reyes? And I was like, never heard of him. He was like, check him out. I said, oh, definitely. You know, I'll check him out and I'll let you know. Good golly, Miss Molly.
Wait, hold it. Are you talking about good golly, Miss Molly?
Both. This dude, 6'4", 260 pounds, a tight end from Chile. Came to the United States, he was 14. The NFL got some international pro thing where people from around the world can play football. They have a pro day. He was a basketball player, but he didn't make the NBA. So somebody was like, do this, do the wide receiver thing, because Jordan Reed had the same course, you know, to play basketball first because they were so tall, they make good, you know, they so big, they have a big wide receiver that big. So it's good golly, Miss Molly.
If she say that one more time, because she ain't talking about no football.
Okay. Right, those who know me well. I'm talking about both. Man. So his girlfriend lived in Virginia. This is how he came to DC. His girlfriend lived in Virginia. She was like, you need to go to the Skins. You need to go to the Skins. He wanted to, because of course he wanted to be here. You know what I'm saying? Be near her. So the Redskins saw this mama and signed him ASAP. He had his pro day and got her. So they already signed him.
Huge.
Jesus.
He's huge. So if he can get the mechanics and stuff down.
Working out without no shirt on. That's a crime. Couldn't pay attention to the clock.
You couldn't be no female coach. You would be distracted.
Yes, I could, because I'm getting paid. So when it comes down to the business, I keep it strictly professional.
Okay.
And then that boy, I got my son older than him. I'm just saying he looks nice. You know, nothing. Remember, we trying to keep it. I'm keeping it clean. Good God, Mr. Mike, he's beast mode.
Yeah,
that dude is huge.
Yeah, I would love to see how this is going to turn out, because if he can get the mechanics down, he would be a serious.
He's still working on the mechanics. That's what they were saying. He only been playing for 2 months, but the little bit that I saw, he could catch a ball, throw him up there. Who gonna tackle 260?
Yeah, but the thing is, he gotta have the hands. If he don't have the hands,
most basketball players have hands because they have to dribble with their left and their right. So thank you, Jose.
So we're gonna go back to one of our players here in Washington, our main man Brandon Scherff, who Gwen has given a hard time over the months here. And I've been defending old Brandon. I said, you know, he's probably our best lineman, I still think. But Gwen's like a little shifty. Basically, long story short, Washington offered him a contract that would have made him the highest paid guard offensive lineman in the NFL at his position. And he turned it down, which leads me to believe that it's something going on that he don't like. Like, it's got to be, why would you turn down the highest, or he doesn't think we have what it takes to make it all the way and he wants to.
Or he wanted more than what they offered him.
Even though it would have made the highest paid.
The only one on the line is him and nothing. So in his mind, these people better give me the moon.
You said him and nothing?
Is it? Ain't nobody else standing out on that line. Name another one.
Morgan Moses.
Okay, okay, you did it. Okay, now he ain't Sabrina. That dude want more money.
Yeah,
he want more money. Okay, Trent make 136. That's the highest on any offensive line in any position on line that I know. So you want more than $136 million? Get out of here.
But Trent is
he's the left tackle. I could see the left tackle need to make a lot of money.
Right.
The guard position, man. That dude could kick rocks. I'm telling you, they crazy if they give him what he wants. No.
Oh, they're franchise tagging him.
They better.
And so it's funny. Gordon and I talked about this, and she was like, if they do that to me, I'm just going to let everything come through. I'm just going to lay down and let
lay down. Go. What side you want, the left or the right?
And he can't do that because that's going to hurt him in the long run. But I know what you're saying. Like, all right, if you're going to make me play, let's see what I do. But yeah, I don't understand it. It's something with that. Because if they're making you the highest paid, who doesn't want to be the highest paid at what they do? Right. Doctor, lawyer.
Unless your salary too, you the highest paid, is this what's the word I want? There's nobility in every job. You get what I'm saying? So the highest paid anything should be a compliment in itself. Yep. You're gonna turn it down, man. The dude can kick rocks.
Yeah, it's something that he's wanting that we're not offering.
I don't think nothing going on because I ain't heard a peep out this dude till he won all these accolades last year.
You're right about that. You're right. You don't hear nothing from him.
Exactly. Now he don't want this person in a Pro Bowl. Now he think he's Superman and he wants somebody. Man, this I'm talking about, Sabrina. Them talking about. They get beside themselves.
Yeah.
I ain't like him anyway.
She didn't. She was a little down on the man. I was like,
he's really on my list now. It better not be no sacks on that right side the whole year. The whole year.
Start talking.
So I was wondering how my boy Lamar gonna do this year, right? So I've been listening over the last couple of weeks. They having a hard time acquiring any notable wide receivers, and I figured out why. Because that Baltimore is a run-based offense. So you're not gonna get a lot of catches, and you're not gonna probably stand out or make the Pro Bowl. So that's why Juju didn't go. That's why they was looking at AB didn't want to go. They were looking at Watkins.
Yeah.
Time. Nobody wants to go to Baltimore to be a wide receiver.
Okay, now here's a flip way of looking at this. What you said makes total sense. I get it. But let's say you are AB or you are Juju or whoever, and you go there. If they're more run heavy, you're still going to be the number one, and maybe you'll last longer because you're not getting beat up as much.
But these boys want numbers because they want money, because they want stats and they want to go.
Of course.
If you had 700 catches last year for 1,000 yards, or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But they can't seem to get any good, because I thought, why would Juju, that's a plus of me. Why would Juju turn down $1 million to say?
And it makes sense because he's not going to get the number of catches that he normally gets. Yeah. But you know what though? Thinking back on Pittsburgh is kind of not run heavy, but they do a lot of run plays as well. So I don't see the difference. Pittsburgh to me is defense and running.
Man,
I don't see the difference.
You would think them dudes in Baltimore got lupus or something, leprosy, ain't that what they had? Because they can't get nobody. All the people they reached out that were free agents, all the good wide receivers, none of them is signed as of today. Now what happens, because I thought about it, I said, why is Lamar needs some weapons? Lamar needs some help. He can't do it alone. Like he inches every year, he gets closer and closer. But come on, he needs some help. He needs to be able to dump that ball when he gets cornered or something, and there's nobody to throw to. I hope he's working on that part of his game on this offseason.
Okay. All right.
Because I think he's a good enough quarterback to go.
Oh, absolutely.
But we'll see, right?
We shall see.
So we don't have weeks to deal with, learn, and come to terms with Kirkpatrick, better known as Fritz Magic or Fritz Tragic, depending on what week of the season that he's playing in. How do you feel now after all this time?
Nothing's changed for me. I feel the same. My man Six-Pack, as you call him, needs to be the A number one. And then maybe he can be back up. You know what I'm saying? But to bring him in at $10 million. And
12, Mr. Sabrina. Remember, he got $2 million, so it's 12. His salary is 10, but he got $2 million bonus or signing or something.
Bringing him in with that much money, whatever it is, we know what that means. He's going to be the starter. So I feel the same. Nothing has changed. Hope he proves me wrong, as we have said. I hope, because we want to win. We want to be division champions. We want to go all the way.
We want to have a winning record. We want to be divisional champions. We want to be productive and what's the word? All the other good stuff in the playoffs, and probably be the NFC representatives in the Super Bowl.
So I'm about to look up our schedule, because I remember looking at that schedule and going, that's hard.
It's always hard.
It's tough.
It's always hard. Like last year, I'm surprised we got 7. I'm gonna be honest.
So here's the teams we have to play in Washington this coming season. Of course, our own division. We got to play the Chiefs. My gosh. We got to play the Saints, although Drew is gone, so they may not be as bad as what it normally would look. We got to play the Buccaneers. We got to play the Seahawks.
We just played them.
Maybe this is the old one, but it's saying it's for this year. Let me look. Let me do it again. Yeah, it's coming up the same as again.
Man, this ain't good.
So yeah, and then the Packers, the Broncos, the Raiders. So anyway, it's not going to be easy. Defense is going to definitely lead the way again. But that offense has got to step up. I hope my man Heineke can get in there. I hope they keep saying they're gonna let him battle it out. They lying.
They lying through the grinning their teeth.
They lying. All right, so that's that. But
this is my last official week of wearing my Fire Dan shirt because, like we said on the previous show, he done bought all the minority owners out. So it's his team now. He spent $875 million to buy them out. So he ain't going nowhere. So I'm going to retire my Fire Dan because it ain't going to happen.
That's so sad.
It's
Everybody want to change, and it's just
I just want to change from the top.
Yeah, yeah. And to his credit, you know, he will pay people. He's not afraid to bring people in. He's not afraid to spend the money. But it's just other stuff, man. I was hoping for a change. I really was. And we still got to figure out when they're going to do this name change. I mean, they playing with this. Let's go.
Sabrina, they're going to need that jump to watching the football team. I done heard some of the worst mascot names in the world.
Right. I've heard a lot of stuff.
Oh, my God. And it stinks. So what do you do? The Renegades.
I wouldn't even
like
mind
the Raiders.
Well, they have a Raider.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like the Warriors.
I still like the Warriors too. You know what? You gonna laugh? I think I said this before. I wouldn't mind if they kept it at the football team. We in Washington and we a football team. That's it.
I think that's what they leaded to anyway. Then it took all this time. It don't take a whole year to change your name. Yeah. And how much apparel do they have out now with the WTF?
Yeah.
WFT.
All right, ain't no WTF. Wait a minute.
The WFT. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, they say they got to go through the process and make sure they do it right and all this, but I don't know how long it takes.
It's still gonna be the Redskins to me forever.
Forever. So this year, the NFL scouting combine, which we've been talking about for weeks, they're scaling it back. They have scaled it back because of Corona and all of that. So they're not going to do the full, what do you call it? The full
workout or the full regimen.
Right. Thank you. The full workout and tests and all that. So it's just going to be this. A lot of it's going to be virtual, and they're only going to visit certain key players or whatever. And I'm like, that kind of stinks. You know, you work your way up and try to get it into the league. You want to go through the full process, but maybe some of them don't mind. They're like, I ain't got to go through all these hoops. Just sign me or not. And it's going to be April 29th through early May.
May 1st.
Yeah, May 1st. So
I'm looking forward to it because this is the one time you get to see your prospects and what we need. Like I know in my mind, we need a safety. We need offensive linemen.
And we need another wide receiver to me.
Yes. So those are the positions that I'll be looking to see who the top prospects. But I heard the Redskins were going to give up some first round picks in the future to move up to 9 to get somebody. Who this person is, I don't know.
Got their eye on, right? I want to know who this is.
They need to
watch. It's going to be
all our picks.
It's going to be a quarterback.
They need to keep their butts at 19 and keep all our picks.
I agree.
Because come on, Sabrina, let's keep it real. Sometimes the quarterbacks can be on the same medium. Like Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Roethlisberger. You know the people that's on that first tier. You got the second tier people. But do you honestly need, you can have somebody just as good, not maybe the top person. And I think Six-Pack can be on that second, close to that first tier if they let him play. You can save a lot of money and energy if you go get somebody else.
Yes.
Go get the other pieces that you need. They blowing me. So like I said, all 4 of my eyes are going to be on this draft and this combine. because I need to see what they're going to do, because right now they made one tremendous great move with two awful ones behind it. So you take one step forward and they drag you back to. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Just don't mess with my defensive line.
Man.
And listen, and Kerrigan has not been signed by anybody yet, right? I have not heard anything. I haven't heard anything.
What did I tell you? He 10 years in the hole. He might be willing to stay. He better. Only makes sense. You 10 years in the hole. You ain't no spring chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You better come off that bench and come off that bench nice when they get.
And you waited.
And my boy Chase need a break. Come right in, slide in, and then Kerrigan could play middle linebacker and that defensive end. So you ain't got to stay on the end. You could be in when they in. Could you imagine all three of them in on the same play?
And I've seen it. And Kerrigan has gotten sacks because people are so busy focusing on
exactly
the other two. He can still get his. I don't understand.
He need to keep his hind parts right where he is.
He finally has a team that's looking like a little something. Sit down and stay.
Exactly. You might be surprised, brother.
Oh, her pedicure. So sidebar again, Gwen and I hung out at the beginning
a couple of weekends ago.
Gwen treated my daughter and I to pedicures, and it was, you know what, guys, I don't do a lot of like personal pamper time because I be busy, and I just, you know how as women, well, maybe you're not a woman, but anyway, whoever's watching, it's easy to do for everybody else and you don't do for yourself as much. So it was nice. She treated us to get our feet done, and I looked, and I'm like, look at my feet. They just feel so good. So here's a picture of our toes after the pedicures. Don't our feet look happy?
Man, you feel like a new woman once I get that done. I have a stressful job. So when I get an opportunity every 2 weeks to go and let somebody just pamper me in that way, it makes me feel like it makes me feel alive, you know?
Yeah, it's so weird how that 45-minute whatever service, it boosts you up. So even if you're a dude, even if you're a woman, whatever, do something for yourself, even if it's not that. Do something for yourself that makes you feel, you know.
I'm starting to see a lot more men. I used to see men come with their women, but now I'm starting to see a lot more men just come and get it done.
Let me tell you, I had a conversation with one of our family members. I'm sure you can figure out who it is. And it was me and him and our aunt and my mom. So anyway, family was on the phone. And we got to talking about how, you treated me to the pedicure. And then he said, oh, that's something I've never experienced. Now, I know a lot of guys don't do that, but I figure most guys have done it at least once. He said, no. And I said, oh, would you do it? He was like, ain't no way in the world. I said, ain't nobody said you got to get your toes painted pink. They just there to get the dead skin off and stuff.
And make it feel soft. So he be rubbing up against something.
He said, oh. And he said, I ain't never had no massage either. I don't want no stranger massaging on. That ain't right. I said, you know what?
So I don't like massages. I've had it.
I don't
twice.
I've done it twice too. Yeah. And it is very
I don't like him.
It just depends on how you look at it.
I don't like it.
All right, our next story is about Julian Edelman. He is retiring after many years in the league, 11, 12 years, something like that. And he's going to retire a Patriot. And of course, the whole debate now is he a Hall of Famer?
No.
I say he is.
Sabrina, that dude ain't had the numbers. He was MVP of the Super Bowl for one catch. And he was I don't think he a Hall of Famer. I would not, if I was one of the 50, I would not vote him in.
He's certainly not a first ballot, but he'll get in on his second or third try.
He ain't getting in on no second or third, Sabrina. Look at his numbers.
He will.
Okay.
This is one of the things where we got to wait 5 years at least to see who's right.
Don't hold your breath. And I have been wrong in the past. But when I look at his numbers, I'll tell you like this. I look at the ones that didn't make it this year. This is the first time I really ever paid attention to the whole process, doing spikes and heels. I look at the process. It was a lot of people that was eligible that should have gotten in that couldn't because they just only do 5 to 8.
Right.
He was the MVP of the Super Bowl for one catch. He got the Super Bowl ring since he was on the Patriots team, but he has never had those numbers. So maybe because he got multiple rings, but I don't think
multiple rings. I think because of who he played with, and I think his numbers are decent enough. I think he's going to get in.
I've been proven wrong just this year because I didn't see Megatron getting in first time.
Yeah, not the first.
But I think that was a combination of the conversations with his teammates, his numbers, the fact that he did all of that in a short amount of time.
Yeah,
and he was exemplary. He was the ultimate football player on and off the field. So that helped him a lot. All of that off the field stuff was equivalent to having one Super Bowl ring, which got him in. But Edelman, I ain't holding my breath on this.
You don't see it? All right. Let's wait 5 years or so, 6, 7, 8 years.
10.
Oh gosh, we shall see.
Sabrina and I haven't been on for a few weeks, so we feel it's our obligation to bring up this story, even though it's a few weeks old, because we have spoke on it before in previous episodes. This is not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. Something is going on. Because if you look at all the other sports combined, all the other major sports combined, and let's put soccer in it because in the world, that's a major sport. So soccer, basketball, and baseball, boxing, all that stuff combined. NFL players are killing themselves and committing suicide at a rate of 33.
Much higher rate.
33. Compared to all the other sports. That's crazy. This is, them dudes on them roids. I don't care what nobody say. Some of them on them roids. And some of them just got mental problems. And then you can't tell me and add in the TCE thing. Did I say it right? The ECTE. Sabrina, please tell about Phillip Adams.
Yeah, so that's basically what Gwen was alluding to. So former NFL player, cornerback, journeyman, would play with different teams. And apparently he shot like 2 random people outside of a doctor's office, went in, killed the doctor, his wife, and 2 children. That means you have to be like to kill. Okay, even you don't kill nobody, but to kill 2 children, that's the next level. So either, like you said, steroids, it was CTE, or a lot of people are saying like he had no direction after he left NFL. Everything was dried up. He didn't have any opportunities. He didn't know what to do with himself. So maybe he was just despondent. I don't know.
Sabrina, we should call as fans to love these players because we cheer and root for them while they're on the field. They our favorite people. I sleep in my Chase sweatshirt sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But if Chase was to leave, I would want a better life for him. They gotta see, they have to, and we came up with this before. Each team give $1 million. That's pennies to them to help these players when they leave. They need direction. Because think about Sabrina, my sons, one of my sons, like I said, had cancer, so he started late. But they start at 7, 8 Pop Warner. You play every Saturday, really. No football in middle school. Then you play high school. You go to college. So from about, some kids start at 6. So from 6 to 22, this is all you do. Your diet, your workout regimen, all of that is centered around you being a national football player. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the only game in town. There are other means to play football semi-pro in arena, but nothing compares to the NFL. They just keep it real. Right. So they get here, they make it. The average career is 3.3 years. So these guys are retiring before they 30, or they done before they 30. You know, I've been fortunate enough to have a former football player in my life, PE teacher that recognized his football skills. And I told you a story about how he got on the field. He was a former NFL player. He played with the Eagles and he played with the Bucks, I think. He was a return kicker, punt returner. But he was done after 4 years. Messed his knees all the way up. He walked with a limp now. These people need avenues, or they need help. And
they need training to understand this is not going to last forever. If you're short-sighted and you have nobody to teach you to look beyond now, it's going to be a shock to you when it's gone. And if you're not one of the, like you said, A-tier level people, you're not going to be around for 10 years, 15 years, 12 years, 9 years. You're not. And so you have to prepare for 3, 4, 5 years. Now it's done. Now what are you going to do? You can't wrap your hopes and put all your eggs in that one basket. And it seems like that's what he was doing. But maybe, like you said, he had other issues, medical, steroids, CTE, whatever.
Something going on with them, Sabrina. It is not. Even Aldon Smith. How you go back to the same shenanigans you did when you got kicked out the NFL? You could have been signed to the Jets. You got signed to the Seahawks, a contending team. And before the season even started, you done choke somebody to sleep. He got issues.
Yeah.
He put the dude to sleep.
Wow.
Choking him. He got issues. You got to contend with that. Ain't nobody putting up with that. So my heart goes out to the families, all the families involved. I've been low, so low where I couldn't look up. I've been snake belly low. And I feel like I was in the world by myself. The one little thing would send me over the edge. But God sent prayer warriors and strong, good women in my life. Sabrina, my best friend Kanita, my new sister Renee. You know, when I was low, they reached and pulled me up and helped me.
And you just mentioned another word. You said your therapist.
I realized where I was not healthy. And I know that's an omen for our community.
I was just going to say that.
You don't do that. If you do that, you crazy. That's a lie from the pits of hell. Everybody needs somebody to talk to. And it don't mean you crazy. I think everybody should go once or twice just to see where you are. Right. You know, and so I was fortunate, you know, during my divorce to have somebody in my life to say, because we were already doing marital counseling. So when I got divorced, I just continued. He said, well, you're not married no more. So I'm going to switch you off to my sister. So I just went to her, and now I go 3 times a year. But last year, I had
like a checkup, like you go to
I go three times a year just to sit down and talk to her for 1 hour so she can see where I am. But last year I had to up those visits through Zoom because of what was going on in my life and how I felt. And everybody got their over the top moment. You don't know, something so minor for you could be the last straw for somebody else.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. I just wish they would look out for each other more.
Yeah, I agree. And like Gwen said, just don't be afraid to have that outlet or somebody to talk to. Don't bottle stuff up. Don't feel like, oh, they're not gonna be able to handle what I have to say, because you don't want to be so bottled up that you end up doing something like you never thought that you would do.
We don't look in on each other like we should. And I'll be the first one to put my hand up. I don't check in with people like I should, only because in my mind I'm staying out their way. I'm not gonna bother them now. No, bother them just a little bit.
And listen to this. This is very important. If someone randomly crosses your mind, and then you think of them again, call them, text them, reach out. That's happened to me many times. Like, you on my mind? Are you okay? And
how many times have I said no?
Oh yeah.
No, I just didn't want to call you.
Yeah.
I am so happy to say, and I take this platform right here. And Sabrina can attest to this. I'm about to start crying. I'm having the best time of my life. Just loving people and loving life, even in this pandemic. And it's had to hit because so many people I know have died or passed away. But it is such a blessing because I owe it all to God and the people He put in my life. The love on me. So now I'm loving on them. So Sabrina pedicure was me loving on her. I don't want her to pay me back because I feel like when I was snake belly low, Sabrina sat on the phone with me for hours. We had prayer.
Listen.
No, let me tell it. I'm gonna talk over you this time. We had prayer. I had her on the phone at midnight. She was there nonstop. And that's how you appreciate people. I can never repay her back from holding me up during that time. Can never repay Renee back. I can never repay Kanita back. So I do those for y'all so that I love y'all. Because y'all had me when I was so low. So thank you, Beanie. I love you.
Girl, I love you too. And just a couple of weeks ago, I was going through my little stuff and I was like, pray, girl. So she was on the phone and she said, oh, in the name of Jesus. I said, oh, gosh.
Yes, but it was not giving. But God used them. All these women know God, so it was grateful to hear from Him through them. But it was just,
and just know that there may be times when you need someone else's support and help, but other people need yours too. You know what I'm saying? There's that one of them old church songs, I need you to survive. We need each other to survive. Like, it's okay if you need help. It's okay if you need somebody to talk to. It's okay if you're not having a good day. Like, it's okay. Even when you're a dude, like, have somebody to talk to. If you don't have no good friends to talk to a therapist. No, I ain't talking to no therapist. I'm all right. Stop toughing it out sometimes. Go talk to somebody.
do that cry. Do that. Men could cry. Don't let that boy cry. They kept telling me, tell my sons, you know, I was a single mom, but their father was in their life, but we know we lived in 2 separate houses. Mm-hmm. So it was like, you know, don't let them cry, don't let them cry. I finally said, why not?
That is so
hurt. Let them cry.
That is so unhealthy. Crying doesn't equal punk or whatever. It means you're human. Now, if you cry every day, we might have to talk about some things. But sometimes you go through things and you need to cry.
It is a known fact, and you can look this up. Crying cleanses your body of chemicals and stuff. Look it up. There are chemicals and things in your tears that will help purify you. Because I could never repay anybody, those women, for what they did for me during that time.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're a guy watching, and check on your friends. You can do it in a dude way. I don't know what the dude way is. Check on your friends. Check on your family. And if it's somebody in your life that you haven't talked to in a long time and they're still here, call it. Somebody needs to hear this. Call them, because don't play with that. Pick up the phone and call them.
They need you. Yes. And let the church say amen.
Amen. Woo.
Say, love someone, stay blessed. Please stay safe. We are bending the corner on this thing. And just keep yourself safe. So till we meet again, love you.
Bye.